Hello, ahoy there. How do you say it? Mate it. Let me try that again. Take two. Hello, ahoy there, mateys, and welcome to Shop on TV with moi, Robert Locke avec un E. Oh, look what they've done! Look at that, the little smarties. How are you today? Do you know what? It's this evening, I'm going to say this evening because I haven't been to bed yet. I can't remember the last time I did go to bed, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's just me, a camera, you, and who knows what else for the next hour and however many minutes, 40, 50 minutes or so, 45 minutes. So, if you want to email in studio@shopontv.co.uk, which will come on your screen momentarily, we are live. I am just about live, and we are interactive, so come be part of the show. I've got some really good products for you as well. That would be stupid if I didn't, because that's our whole reason for being here. And big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. Dun, dun, dun. PayPal is back. It's open for business for the next 5 days or so. So if you have a PayPal account, you can use PayPal to maybe you haven't been ordering in the past few days because you wanted PayPal. We also offer the PayPal Pay in 3 now for the next few days. We are looking for a permanent solution, by the way, and that is coming. So it's kind of on and off at the moment. But right now, it's on! So maybe you wanted to buy something that was a little out of your budget. You wanted to spread it over 3 months interest-free payments. Go back to shopontv.co.uk, have a little peruse through the items that are in your wish list, and now's the time to get them. We've got the details for a vacuum cleaner in a moment that I'm going to show you in a moment. But before we do that, I just want to say a big shout out to a few people who are watching. Jessie is watching. Hi Jessie, how are you doing? Jessie is she loves our show and she watches frequently. Apparently, particularly when I'm on. I mean, clearly, I was going to say she needs help. No, we appreciate you watching. Thank you very much, and I certainly do. Also, Sue, it's Sue's birthday today, so happy birthday, Sue. Happy birthday to Sue. Happy birthday to Sue. Happy birthday, dear Sue. Happy birthday to Sue. And Martin loves you. He really adores you. He sent a message saying that without you, Sue, his life wouldn't be worth living. He worships and adores the ground that you walk on. You are his life. He would do anything for you. He would go to hell and back for you. And whatever you want for your birthday, up to and including a maximum of £68, he's happy to furnish you with. I made the last part up. So happy birthday to Sue. Thank you, Jessie. And to everybody else who's watching as well. Now, Paige, are you watching this morning? Young Paige, are you there, Paige? Hello? Good morning, Paige. How are you, my darling? If she's watching, her daddy might send a text to the producer and say, yeah, she's watching. Paige is our CEO's daughter, and she absolutely loves the show. Again, we're going to have her checked out, don't worry. And she critiques us. Some nights she'll call me and she'll say, Rob, I didn't like your hair last night. Can you sort it out, please? She's a little CEOette in the making. She tells us when our demos aren't any good or our pack shots aren't tidy enough. Paige, one day she's going to run this company, mark my words. Or if she's going to be a producer, let's just say I won't be working here at that time. Paige, we love you, darling. And a shout out to everybody else. Jamie, if you're watching, Jamie's daddy. Jamie is our CEO. He's always watching. It's like I feel his presence at all times just behind my left shoulder. He's like the Emperor from Star Wars. Well, young Skywalker. And true fact, he can make sparks come out of his fingers. Yeah, it's very popular with the ladies. I mean his wife. Now, all right, shall we get on with it? I'm not going to tell you what this is, and we've deliberately used a little bit of subterfuge, and we've not shown it on the details. So, I've got them in different colours. I've got a red. I've got, oh no, it says what it is on the thing. No, I'll show it from the side. Hold on. we got what? We've got a red one. We got a blue one. We got a green one. And we've got an orange one as well. And if you turn it up, it looks like, actually, well, it looks like a gagged face, doesn't it? It's like they're trying to smile and somebody's put a sticker over their mouths. But on the other side, there's a smile. What is it, ladies and gentlemen? Shall I show you? All right, pick a colour, any colour. Fee, pick a colour. Red, okay. Producer said green. Okay, ready? All I have to do is put my fingers in either side and ready, ready, Leslie? 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! It's a telescopic stool. I mean, these things are just unbelievable. See? Takes up to 400 pounds in weight. Now, actually, it does say on the sticker, to be fair, 360. Maybe there's a tolerance. No, sorry, 330. 250 kilos, 330 pounds. They probably will take more than that because I'm a little bit more than that, I have to say, and I don't have any problems whatsoever. Sitting on Mr. Oh, no, that's... Either way, do you know, I've never seen my bottom on television before. Isn't that great? Now, they actually, RK Sales, who make or who manufacture, well, do they manufacture? They who distribute this anyway. They sell it for £30 themselves, and we have it today for just £20 plus £4.95 P&P. And remember, of course, we do have capped postage and packing. So maybe you've never watched us before, in which case, hello, welcome for the first time. Capped postage and packing means that one charge of £4.95, and you can add as many items as you like, and it's only £4.95 for the order. So you could put if you want all these different colours. I mean, they're great for camping. They're great for concerts, fishing, caravanning, motorhomes, kids' parties, raves. Did I say concerts already? Even, you know, take one with you shopping, and if you need to sit down for a little bit. If you can't get a seat on the tube or a train. That happened once to me when I was doing my talk show Unlocked, and we did it from studio in Warrington. And one day, because going back to London, all the trains came from Scotland, and there was a train had broken down on the main line and blocked all of the trains coming basically into Warrington from Scotland, or you know, between there and Scotland. And they managed to get one train that they'd sort of had gone around. They managed to get in around the blockage. And the trains were literally packed to the point where there was no sitting room or standing room. It was like, you know, the Calcutta Express. I mean, short of people sitting on the roof, it was absolutely horrific. And one of these would have come in extremely handy there. So let me show you how it works, shall I? It ain't magic, it's just very clever. I got 2 holes on the front. See there? There are my holes. And a lovely smiley face. And then, round the back, got 2 more holes. Now, them there holes have got a purpose. You put things in there, you do. What, like your fingers, what's at the end of your hand. So you put 2 fingers in there, 2 fingers in there, and all you have to do is pull. What's happened to this one? Oh, sorry, I'd locked it. You can lock them as well. I'll show you that in a minute. No! What's going up? They're very, very durable. Let's go with the blue, shall we? You just pull them. Pull and twist. Honestly, I did this over and over and over again before. No, so there is. I did. My director sat and watched me. Right, there's on the, see this, see that, right? There is a lock. So if the lock is off, you just pull, right? And then in order, it's locked without any. In order to then, what do you call it? To collapse it, you turn it and pull, and down it goes, right? But you can lock it while it's down. But they normally don't need locking when they're down. You can turn it and lock it. But otherwise, twist it open for when it's, you know, in transport. They will not collapse and expand on their own. They're not sprung loaded, you know, in the opposite way. They're sprung loaded, well, they're not sprung loaded at all actually. So there we are. So there. And then we're going to show you the locks. Look at that, see? Isn't that clever? It is ingenious stuff. But the great thing about them is they are so portable. Right. That, they also have, they have a little carry handle. It's like as soon as you try to demonstrate it on TV, it becomes really, really difficult. They're so easy to use, and I made a right pig zero of that. I'm so sorry. I literally sat here playing it like a flipping accordion before. Now, so you've got a little carry handle, but what if you're going on a trek? Maybe you're going on a little ramble somewhere. Maybe you're into rambling. Maybe you love a little orienteering, but you might get a little tired, or maybe you're going camping, or you're stopping off somewhere for a little picnic and you want something to sit on. There is also this. There is a side strap. So this is actually, it goes over the side and you've got a hole, but it is adjustable. You see what I mean? And then, so you can change the size of it if you want to. I'm not going to do that now, but then you would just shrink it down back to the, adjust it back to the size of where it will go around that, the sort of the what do you call it, the circumference, and then you just simply pop it back like that. So we've got a blue. I've got it now. I'm trying to turn it to the left. I'm going that. You've got to kind of turn them. One hand goes one way, the other hand goes the other way. I was going the wrong way. Right. Oh, look. You see. Oh, look. There are the lugs. No, that's all it was. So I was trying to go that way, and you can't do it. You've got to go the other way. See? I got it now. Sorted. So your left hand goes clockwise, your right hand goes anti-clockwise. No, the other way around. Your right hand goes clockwise, your left hand goes anti-clockwise. So there's the blue. I've just managed to make the simplest thing on earth seem so complicated. God, jeez Louise. £330. I'm going to get it right this time, see? So you weren't looking, and no problem whatsoever, right? Flaminic. They are made out of extremely durable plastic. Ow. See? And they come in all these great colours. Just to prove. See? You just have to know. No, you know what else I've just discovered, which I didn't even know, that I'm getting a huge round of applause. Look. You can adjust the heights. That's great. You got a little toddler. That's so good. These are just brilliant, they really are. That one will do there. See? Now, actually, good point, Paul. Paul, my director, just made a very good point. Do not stand on these. They are not stable enough to stand. I mean, it's not that they won't take your weight. It's the fact that you haven't got a big enough base. It's a small surface area. So you need to have something that is obviously going to stop you from wobbling around. You could buy loads of these and make some kind of interesting garden checkers game, if you wanted to. I mean, they're great for the garden. Do you know, to be honest, they're great for the home. So when I got my flat, the living room's not very big, so I only had room, or have room, in my living room. And the rest of the flat's big. The bedroom's big, the kitchen's big. But I've only got room for one three-seater sofa. There's not enough depth to have an armchair or any other seats. And if I had another seat, it would be right up against the kitchen island because it's a through kitchen. So the problem is, What do I do when guests come round? So I've got one camping chair, that's like a director's chair actually, that I keep in my closet for if we have a guest or so. But it's like when I'd have my parents and sister come and stay, everyone was trying to huddle together on the sofa, and I do have one buffet. One big buffet, and so somebody would sit on the buffet, and it was always David on the buffet, and then my mum and dad and me on the sofa, and my sister on the camping chair. So these, for the sake of 20 quid, they're great. I mean, honestly, if you've got kids in the house, and by the way, young toddlers, as I proved, I'm going to have to fess up now. Full disclosure, full transparency. When I was making it look really, really difficult earlier, that's the child-proof mechanism on them. That means that little prying fingers. I mean, you've got to actually be very definite about how you open and close these. So a youngster would not, I don't think, be able to figure out how to adjust these. And the thing is, once they're locked in place, they are locked in place. They're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? They're completely and utterly fixed. And 330 pounds, 250 kilos, that's about 24 stone, something like that. It's a lot. And again, I love the fact that you can, if you just tuned in, you can adjust them too. So there is a little lock mechanism on the back. So to unlock, you left hand goes away from you, right hand goes towards you, and then they are free to move, right? Simple. And then you can lock it just with the little disc at the bottom. About 23.5 stone. And different colours. The green, the red, the orange, and the blue. Actually, these would be great as a little table as well. I must say, I would have one, you see, personally, right now, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking, you know, maybe you like to play a card game. You could sit and you could play cards in the woods. Or in the park. Cards in the park. But I'm thinking most importantly, drink stand. Right? You know, maybe you've got a big camping chair or something like that, and you want something to put your My director Paul just said, he's from Grimsby. Jumpers for goalposts. No, use these instead. Actually, his voice is slightly deeper than that. Jumpers for goalposts. No, use these instead. And he's got a booming voice. That just sounded like I smoke 80 cigarettes a day. But no, he doesn't sound like that at all. They are really, really, really good. They could be a support for something you want to put across them. There's nothing to stop you putting a plank or something across them if you wanted to make a little bench kind of thing as a temporary measure. Obviously, again, don't stand on top of these. They haven't got a wide enough base really to be stable. But to sit on 23.5 stone, that is something else. And they're so easy to use. They are incredibly well made. And the fact is, sorry, Paul, I took the other one away. When they collapsed, you know what they remind me of? They're like the old movie cans. It's like I've got the rushes of my feature film on here. They are really, really very, very sturdy. By the way, they've also got little grippy feet on the bottom as well, so they will. You can put them on a wide variety of different surfaces, concrete, grass, you know, whatever it may be. They're a brilliant idea, and they are extremely well made. But they're only the diameter. They're about the same width as. They're smaller than a 33. I haven't got a tape measure. I'll get you the exact measurement across. Off the top of my head, I'd say 2.65 deep inches, and then across I'd suggest. I think they're about 9.8 inches in diameter, about 25. So, but yeah. And it goes up to about 17.5 inches high. That's just off the top of my head. I don't know if my producer concurs, you know. She told me all of that. Yeah, so that you could put one of these quite happily into a bag. They don't weigh very much at all. That's not even a kilo. Green and blue are in the lead, not even a kilo. But 2.5 pounds. But remember, there is also, I'm going to mess one of these up just for the sake of it. You have got the adjustable strap. So what you can do is you can you see you can adjust it all the way out to here. And now it's like you've got your, you know, your flask, you know, in the old days in the old safaris when they used to have the water flask. So you can pop that over your shoulder. I'm not going to do that. A canteen, yes. That's what they were called, canteen. I've got such a helpful crew. I don't know what I'd do if it was just me sitting here. Well, I do actually. I wouldn't be on the air for very long. And then very easy, you can just go the other way to adjust them back. So I'm going to make this look really, really simple. Hold on. I need a table. See how useful these are? See? So there we are. That just goes round there, and all you've got to do is adjust it. Oh, come here. Try not to shoot into my crotch. Thank you. That's like that, and then comes around the top like that. Boom! See? Smooth as a baby's bum. Bridget's just messaged in. Yeah, go on. What did Bridget say? She says, just turned on the TV to see this at a better price than on eBay. Good. She bought one last year. She said they're absolutely brilliant, and other people have bought one as a result of her posting on Facebook. They see her sitting on hers while waiting for the bus. Do you know what, Bridget? Thank you, Bridget. I really appreciate that. And can I say, so because you'd think I have shares in the rideshare company Uber for the amount of money I've spent with them in the last month. Because obviously when I come off at the air at 3 o'clock in the morning, there are no trains home. So it's either Uber or there's a night bus. And I've taken to the night bus because it's £1.75 all the way to Croydon. Versus recently, I don't know, because of Easter and Ramadan and things like that, Ubers were, the other day they wanted £75 for me to go to go 8 miles. And I worked out that I'd spent something like £1,000 on Ubers in a month, just a necessity for work really, which, I don't own a car at the moment, but I could have had a very expensive sports car for £1,000 a month. So I decided that's the end of that, we'll use those in emergencies. So last night, I wandered up to the bus stop and I discovered the downside of public transportation. 3:26 and 3:56, every half an hour, on the 26 and the 56 of each hour is when my night bus allegedly arrives. So I rushed up to the bus stop and I got there for about 20 past and I'm like, oh, I've made it in time, and I sat there and 26 minutes went past. And 30 minutes went past, and 35 minutes, and the bus just never showed up. So I sit in the middle of the night in a dodgy part of London for another half an hour till the bus arrived. But I found that the sort of little rail type seat that was provided at the bus stop not to be particularly comfortable. This would have been absolutely superb. The great thing about this is, if you've got one of these in your bag, wherever you go, you've got a seat. An instant seat. So again, watch again as Paul shows you the magic of how this works. So you can see there are those little, I'm going to call them lugs, right? Sort of locking mechanism. So as I turn it, now you see they come out. See oh, that's a brilliant shot. See that? Locked, unlocked. And as soon as it's unlocked, you have to kind of go all in one go. Then it will collapse, right? Like so. And then there's on the bottom, you can turn it and that will lock everything in place. You don't need to. And they will adjust to different heights. So you can actually go, so these sections here are about an inch, just over an inch, right? So you can actually adjust it to if I get it right, to each inch section. So you can go down in all these little increments from a tiny little stool that almost looks like a little drummer boy's drums. Oh, what a great idea! If you are sick of getting painful knees in the garden, down at that sort of height, you're almost at squatting height there, then you could use one of these in the garden to sit on, couldn't you? I'm thinking also not just, you see Leslie and I, it's like we are connected psychically. I was just about to say footstool. No, Paul, I'm just about to say footstools. And exactly, you could use that as a footstool if you wanted to. Not to stand on top of, but not at the top elevation. Do you know what though? At that sort of size, you know, at 3, you know, if you needed a little lift up to that, I wouldn't mind standing on. Don't stand on them, please, at full elevation. But definitely some. Excuse me one second. You know, I just said that my producer and I are psychic. Leslie's trying to think of some way of contriving that these could be used to potty train a child. They don't have a hole in them, you see. But you don't want a child to sit on there and go poo-poo, do you? No. To stand up. To stand up like a little foot. Let's see if it goes down even smaller. You know what? That's the smallest it'll go to. I'm just making sure it's yeah, you know what? As a little teeny weeny step up, that's not a bad idea actually. But also, you know, if you're trying to, if you're not, how can I say this? If you're vertically challenged and you wanted to get up a little bit, just a little way up, I'd say that's probably about as high as you'd want to go, which is about half height, because they are sort of. You could dress this and use it as a cake stand. Do you know what? That's not a bad idea, because you can have them. You can have them at different heights. You could put plant pots on them. Dinner for one. So kebab for one. That's the story of my life. They honestly and truly. What are you going to do with yours? Unless it's thrown at the television screen, please do. I'd love to hear from you. studio@shopontv.co.uk. So once again, Bridget, who used hers while waiting for the bus. Bridget, that is a stroke of genius. I'm going to get one of these for when I'm waiting for a bus. But also, hey, look, if you go to summer holidays are coming up. You're going to go to Disney, to one of the theme parks in Orlando or somewhere like that. Standing in a queue for 3 hours, not fun. Alton Towers, if you're not going out of the country, or Thorpe Park, or Chessington World of Adventures, you can queue for it. It's like me and my dating life. You wait for hours and then it's all over in seconds. You know, this you have the comfort of sitting down, and where there is no seat. And I'm sure you can all think of different places where you might want to sit down where there is no seat. Now you've got a portable seat. Green, blue, red and orange. Look, at the end of the day, they ain't rocket science. They are incredibly clever though. And what I love about them is they are supremely usable. And remember, if you buy them directly from RK Sales, their website is on there, rk.co.uk. They sell them for 30 quid. I don't know if they're even available anywhere else. But we've got them for £20 each. And at the end of the day, what I can say, if you find alternatives, what I know about these is they are incredibly high quality. They're made from very, very high impact ABS plastic, very, very strong. They're weather resistant. You could have them as I say, lawn stools, patio stools, an extra seat for the living room, something for the kids' bedroom. When you travel, you don't always have a seat when you travel, do you? I'd have one of these for when I'm on set, if I'm shooting a TV show, or every now and then when I do actually work on a film. It's great for, you know, slip one of these out, and you could maybe find someone to put your name on it if you wanted to, like the stars have. No, honestly, they are really, 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 really good, and they're only 20 quid. All you have to do is decide what colour do you want. Now, also very, very popular from last night. Oh, I'm going to sit back on this. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's nice. I've never had a chance to sit back on this sofa. It's a little bit difficult with the old jacket. There we are. Oh, it's nice. Look at this. I'm relaxing on ITV and STV. Isn't that strange? Now, if you want to clean up, last night we had a full show of this, and you haven't seen them before. Excuse me. These are the Miracle Chamois, or as our guest for them, David, would say, because he's from New Zealand, chamois. So the Miracle Chamois are extremely absorbent. They will actually hold up to 20 times their weight in water. Not just water, any liquid actually, 20 times their weight. They are, as far as we are aware, the most absorbent substance known to man. And they come in large sizes. You actually get a buy one, get one free deal as well. Normally £20 would get you 2 of the small cloths, 2 of the large cloths. However, for a limited time, at exactly the same price, £20, you are getting 4 of the large and 2 of the small. So we're literally doubling your package, and for exactly the same price. ShopOnTV.co.uk. Remember, PayPal is back. So if you can actually spend up to a couple of grand, I believe, with PayPal. So if you do want to go and have a little shop around our website, and you're buying anything over £30, basically, up to I think it's £2,000, you could actually check out on a big full basket of things that maybe there are things you've been wanting to buy for a while now. So I'll show you. If you go to shopontv.co.uk, maybe you've been looking for a drone, maybe some skincare, maybe luxury bedding. Maybe you've been wanting to get the mulberry silk duvets, well, which, by the way, we have the best bedding money can buy coming up tomorrow night. Now, I can't substantiate that. That is my opinion, though. The duvets and the pillows from mulberry silk that I absolutely love and use myself. So they're coming up tomorrow. They are 100% AAA grade silk, those duvets. They are extraordinary. And PayPal's available. We've got double king, single or super king. They are just phenomenal. They really, honestly and truly are. I'll tell you all about them. $46.33 will be your first payment if you were to get that particular size and the king size. And maybe you want some roof fix. Maybe you've been thinking. In fact, we had a customer who emailed in who was looking to get this bundle at $179.99 and wanted to be able to spread the cost, but we didn't have the PayPal the other day. We have it today, so it's about 60 quid if you buy it on PayPal Pay in 3, and the postage and packing is included in the instalment, by the way. So one square, basically one tin, 1 litre does a square metre, essentially. So if you were watching this presentation the other night, you're getting 4 5-litre tins. Absolutely phenomenal, that stuff. It really, really is. It will fill gaps and cracks and all kind of leaks, and it's a great way to protect your shed roofs, your conservatory roof, not conservatory, your extension. Maybe you put an extension onto your house or something like that. Any flat roofs and things, it waterproofs them, seals them, and lasts for up to 10 years. What else do we have that you might want to have a little buy of? There's mattresses. Ah, yes, if you wanted to get maybe a Nectar mattress. Or actually, we've also got the Cocoon mattress, which is the silk top mattress. Look, it's worth having a little peruse of the website. I didn't know we had DKNY. Oh, look. Izzy Miyake is my favourite. Now, that's the ladies' version, but I always wear Izzy Miyake because the male scent was voted a girlfriend's apostrophe at the end of the S favourite fragrance on their boyfriends. It's Izzy Miyake. I can highly recommend that. So we've got all sorts of really great stuff, and you can fill your basket up to, as I say, a couple of £1,000, and then you could do PayPal Pay in 3 on that one sort of large order. But also remember, of course, that you only pay the one postage and packing charge as well. Now, some items, like for example the Swan vacuum, they do have a couple of extra pounds on the postage and packing because they are big and bulky and heavy. But £4.95 is the basic postage and packing that we charge, and once you've paid that £4.95 once, you don't pay it again. So if you had loads of items that you added to your basket that were just £4.95 P&P, you wouldn't pay lots of £4.95, you'd just pay the one, in this case £6.95, because we've had to put £2 on top of this particular vacuum because of the big, bulky and heavy package. And the same would apply if you put other items into your basket that had an additional charge of the postage and packing, but you'd only pay the additional charges and still just the one £4.95. All that's very clearly listed on the website when you go to order. Now, from the great UK company of Swan, and very happy to say that for £35.65 times 3, you can get this with PayPal Pay in 3, interest-free payments. Once you're approved, you do that online only. 480897, This is the Eureka Hyper Clean cordless 3-in-1 vacuum. It is a 22.6 volt battery, 30-minute runtime, 2 times more suction, and great for deep cleaning carpets and also hard floors, and only 3 kilos, half a litre capacity. It also has a really high quality anti-allergen filter, which is going to trap 99.9% of germs and airborne particles and all that kind of stuff. Powerful cordless design, superior performance from brushless motor. The brushless motor gives you more usage basically of the vacuum, because what it means is motors used to have little metal brushes that would sort of make contact with this big coil of copper wire in the centre. That's basically how they work. And the brushless motors, now of course if they have brushes there's friction, so the brushless motors, they reduce the friction, which means that the battery can power the motor for longer because there's a lot less friction. Now the turbo mode for extra power, you've got swivel steering for better manoeuvrability. It is a turbo floor head for a deeper clean on carpets and hard floors. 21.6 volt removable lithium ion battery with single touch power button. Oversized hyper head and edge to edge cleaning, reducing cleaning time. LED lights to see under your furniture. Converts to a handheld, and it's lightweight, just 2.6 kilos. It says 3 on the box, but I'll take 2.6. Their website's a difference from their box. I think they rounded up on the 3 kilos. And lots of really good reviews on this. So Hope F says, I don't know why that tickled me. Great cordless vacuum, 5 stars from Hope. I've had these cordless vacs for the past 3 years. They get some hammer, as I have a guest house. So lots of hoovering to do, or for vacuuming, we should call it really. We allow pets, and they clean up fur really well. Easy to clean vac. I would recommend these cordless vacs. Great price too. Then we have Sarah H says, amazing cordless, simply the best cordless for money, so lightweight and easy to use. I vacuum daily and I'm amazed how much it collects. Do not hesitate to buy this model. Then Alana J says, best I have bought, best cordless vacuum. I've had a few and I can honestly say this is by far the best. I wish I'd had a few. She uses it for everything. And then Kelly Yu says, all-round great vacuum. I think Kelly would sound like this. I needed a vacuum that I could whiz around while my newborn napped instead of having to plug my corded vacuum in and take it up and down the stairs. This vacuum is brilliant. So lightweight, great suction, good run time. Love the attachments, headlights, and the max button. And how you can move from carpet to wooden flooring. Oh my, wish I'd purchased ages ago. All round great vacuum. Let's look and see what if you were thinking about buying this from elsewhere in the retail world. Swan.co.uk, they are the company what makes this, and they have it, normally it's £149.99. They have reduced it to £129.99. The suggested retail price is actually £229, but as no other retailer is selling it for that at the moment, it's kind of redundant. Asda had it for a while for how many? 100. They've got it for 160. Yeah, 160. Amazon have got it for 129.99. And the ShopOnTV price, I mean, basically our producer, if she's like a super sleuth, super sleuthy, if there was something to be found, she would find it. If you had skeletons in your closet, she would discover them. And she's scoured the internet she has. And the very best price that she could find is ours, $99.99. Everywhere else is more. Now, actually, our wonderful floor manager Fiona has gone to all the trouble of putting some dirt out. So if I can be bothered to get my fat bum off of the sofa lathe, I will. No, I will. I've been told I will, but I will. Even if they have to lift me. And I will clean. Oh, apparently I've got to tidy up. I say, fair enough. Okay, good. No, I'll do my part. Don't you worry. I'll show you how that operates. Look, it's a vacuum. You know, basically it picks up dirt. It sucks. And it's cordless. and it's powerful enough and quite high quality enough to replace your upright corded or canister vacuum. Yes, it's got your what you call it. It's got your you know, your cyclone thingy in the tank. It's the cyclonic action. Does that? Yeah, that's a big tick. It's got a nice big pipe made out of aluminium. It's very lightweight. It's very easy to use. It comes. Hey, by the way, it's got one of them. It's got one of them things what you can like hang it up with, so you can stick it on the wall if you wanna. Comes with a mounting plate, crevice tool, and also a dusting brush as well. I hope lots of people are buying these seats. These are just brilliant. They really are. Those in front are collapsible seats. If you've just tuned in, I'll show you. About 100 people so far have been getting those. They're brilliant. They're one of those items that are just like a must-have. It's like, I wish I had one of those. Well, I can get one now. All right, now we've moved on to the Morel. These are always a great staple. And I want to start by telling you a story. And bear in mind that if you are going to be buying these pillows for the whole family, maybe it's time to buy them for the guest room if you have one. Or maybe you're going to treat your grandparents to potentially a better night's sleep that they could very well get from having a better pillow. They are super, these pillows, and so the reason we come back to them night after night is because they are great and they are a sort of a staple seller. And this night specifically, because you can get them on PayPal Pay in 3 for just $13.30 if you want to take advantage. But that's what I was going to say. If you're going to buy several of them, they're only $4.95 P&P. So you could literally, it's a 2-pack or a twin pack. So you get 2 pillows, really, I'd say almost for the price of one. These normally sell for more. And if you wanted to get 4 or 8 or 10 or however many you need, again, the lady with the guest house, then you could deck out all of your bedrooms. Sorry, my producer's just trying to remember my name. And use the PayPal Pay in 3, and then because it's not, you don't have to do the PayPal for every order. You can do one big order if you want to. And again, you'll only pay the one postage and packing charge of $4.95. So not all these. Do you know what? Every time I sit with one of these, I just what I really want to do, I want to get my extendable stool, my collapsible stool, put my feet up on one of them, have a drink next to me on the other one, and hey, that's a great idea. It's a little side table for your remote control and your knickknacks, and just sit and have a chat with my lovely audience. Hopefully we'll have some emails I can read out shortly. But I want to start with a story. Would you like a story, ladies and gentlemen? It is a bit of a dark story, but it does have a happy ending. So, I did say it was just me, a camera and you tonight, didn't I? And a few products. I love these nights though, I really do. It's so surreal. Like, you imagine as a television presenter that one night I'm just sitting we're live, on ITV and STV across the nation at 1:58 and 15 seconds in the morning. Just me. With nothing, no scripts. I've got 6 robots, 9 if you include the crew. I'm going to pay for that. All great friends. I mean, I'm surrounded by friends. It is really, really odd. But anyway, sorry, just having a little moment, having a moment of epiphany, a walk around my head. Now, let me tell you the story. Perhaps Paul would like to come in for storytelling mode. He's already, he's creeping in, maybe further still. So, there was once upon a time, there was a young girl by the name of, it was Gina, wasn't it? Gloria. Georgia, sorry, forgive me. Just completely blanked on her name for a second, I do apologise. Yes, there was once upon a time, there was a lovely young lady called Georgia, who one night, an horrific tragedy befell her when she was struck by a car. And this is a true story, you know, the joking stopped now. And I mean, she was properly knocked over at speed by a car, and it was touch and go. So her father, Richard, got a phone call. Is Richard, right? No, Alex, it's Alex, sorry, Alex. He got the phone call that every parent absolutely dreads, which is that your daughter's in intensive care, you need to come immediately, we're not sure if she's going to make it. I mean, I can't, as a parent myself, I can't even imagine what that would be like. Fortunately, she pulled through and has made a full recovery since. But she had to, after that injury, she had to spend a year in bed, an entire year. And when I say in bed, it's not like, apart from getting up for the occasional trip to the toilet. No, she was 100% bedbound for 365 or approximately that many number of days. And as any distraught parent would, they asked, her dad Alex asked her, you know, what can I do to help? How can I help alleviate your suffering? And she said, to be honest, Dad, I really need a comfortable pillow, because these, especially if she's sitting up all day, she just couldn't get comfortable with the pillow that she had. So what would you do in that situation? I'm sure exactly the same as I would. You'd go and buy every single pillow that you could find, every single pillow that money could buy, no matter what the cost, until you found the one that did the job, right? Well, that's exactly what Alex did, including going to Harrods at one point and buying a pillow for over £100, and absolutely nothing worked, because all pillows are essentially the same. They are a sack filled with a filling in them of some kind, and that filling may vary, but the design of the pillow, the essence of what a pillow is, hasn't changed in, you know, probably thousands of years. I believe the Egyptians originally used bricks in theirs, and I also believe they changed their minds very quickly about that choice of filling after a couple of rather lumpy nights' sleep. So yeah, so what did, as it happened, Alex, the father, was a cabinet maker, had the sort of the engineering gene in his blood. So he was like, right, if I can't find a pillow that will do the trick, let me see if there's a way that I can create a pillow or improve upon a pillow to make my daughter comfortable. And so he started pulling pillows apart and cutting them in half and seeing what the filling was inside and all of this kind of thing. And he tried and tinkered and did everything he possibly could, and nothing was working, until one day he was walking home from I don't know, the shop, or he was heading back home and walking down the street, and he noticed the lintel on a building, and he had this eureka moment. Oh my God, support suspension. What's fundamentally wrong with pretty much every single pillow? Well, first of all, the filling inside is trying to do two jobs, but it can actually only do one. It's either trying to provide support or it's trying to provide comfort. But if you have the right amount of filling to be comfortable, there's no support. If you have more filling and denser filling to give you the support, now it's not comfortable. I mean, if you've bought firm pillows before, you know they are flipping uncomfortable, aren't they? So he thought, we need to put active suspension into the pillow, and that's what he did. So this here is what is inside your pillow. They're not pink, and obviously we've put these on the outside for illustrative purposes. Yours will be inside. There are two big X's like that. They are essentially, they're lintels for your pillow. You know, you're familiar, I'm sure, with suspension bridges and things like that. This is a similar kind of thing. So the X's are slightly narrower than the pillow itself. So that means that when you put your head on the pillow, you can't completely compress it, which means, and it will always return to its initial shape and size. And you don't feel them either, by the way, because they have this wonderful filling, which actually Richard, I keep saying Richard, sorry. What's me with me and names tonight? Alex Miles. He, excuse me, he wasn't happy with the filling in pillows either. So he was aware of the fact that down was quite nice because it was very soft and fluffy, but also very expensive, and also, you know, quite, you know, a lot of people are allergic to it, is what I was trying to say. So he created his own synthetic down, which he calls like down, and it's so fine that when he tried to put it through a machine that makes those sorts of thing. He actually broke the machine because it didn't work. It was, you know, he was trying to make it too fine. So he even had to invent a machine that would make this incredibly soft, pliable, like down filling. So always round, he completely reinvented the pillow, and it totally and utterly solved his daughter's problem. And that was called the GX suspension pillow, and it's called GX because she used to sign her name with a G and then a kiss, and that's why it was GX. 385 857. Excuse me one second, I'm going to show you the little animation just while I have a little sip of water. Thank you very much indeed. I don't mind telling everybody what I'm doing. I'm just having a sip of water. Hold on one sec. Here it comes. Ready? Here we go. How was that? Oh, that was lovely. God, water can be great when you're thirsty, can't it? Oh, that was lovely, that was. Oh, of course, we're actually mostly water, aren't we? 70%, I think it is. If you do, if you follow Darwin, really, Darwin thought we evolved from fish. Well, no, I suppose that would be the case, wouldn't it? Because everything started in the water, didn't it? And then, yeah, that makes sense. Good, glad we cleared that up. So I'm just having a little scientific discussion with my director, Paul. Now, the great thing also about these pillows is actually, you know what? I want to show you something. Oh, hello. Oh, that's not connected there. Now, this is where... Have you seen these, by the way? That's my little collapsible stool. Perfect as a little workbench. Where's my ball gone? Oh, it's over there. May I, Fiona? You can come on. We don't. Oh, no. Oh, you can play bowls with it as well, apparently. God, blimey. That's all right. Now this is a 10. This is proper heavy. This is a 10-pound bowling ball, which is roughly the weight of your head. Mine's slightly lighter on account of the lack of brain cells. But you'll see, as soon as I put that on the pillow, it's completely supported no matter where I go, whether I'm sleeping on the side of the pillow, the middle of the pillow, or the other side of the board, towards the front or towards the back. Now, it's not, if I had, all right, I'm going to show you this. If I put that to one side just for a moment, that's the Morel, which is exclusive to us, by the way. The Morel is a GX suspension pillow. The difference is that we have a polycotton cover that's 100% breathable, whereas the GX pillow has an organza strip down the side that gives you the breathability. This, have you seen it? Have you seen this? I'm going to call this Mr. Floppy. Look, this is a hollow fibre, cheapo pillow from an affordable pillow from the local department store or supermarket, which after a couple, 2 or 3 months will be yellow from all the sweat, and it will have clumped up, and also a very large amount of the weight of it, a substantial percentage of the pillow will actually be dust mites and their droppings. Right, now here we go. Here's the same 10-pound bowling ball. What sort of support is there? Absolutely no. So in actual fact, the bottom of the ball is now, I don't know if you can see it, is now touching, it's completely touching the stools underneath. They are really good, those stools, aren't they? And you can see also, look, the filling has moved out of the way. It has parted like the Red Sea, right? And so all of the support is over here, and all of the support that you need is not anywhere to be seen underneath your head. Useless. So what do we normally do? Well, number one, well, I'll just fold that over in two, like that. Don't we? We do that. So now you've got a little bit more support, but you've got a surface area that's half the size that's ideal, and that usually ruins your pillow quicker. Probably doesn't work anywhere near as well anyway. It's really uncomfortable because now you've doubled it up. It's too firm, and I find even doubled up, I still end up putting my arm underneath, don't you, right? So here's a comparison. By the way, there are two types of the Morel pillow. There's medium soft and medium firm. If you tend to sleep with one pillow and like a slightly softer feel, go for the medium soft. If you usually sleep with two pillows and like a slightly firmer feel, go for the medium firm. It's as simple as that. Here, and by the way, this is delivered to Northern Ireland. That's for Colette. Yes, sorry, apologies. It's not up to us, it's up to our vendors whether they deliver to different parts of the country or world. And so, but yes, this is delivered to Northern Ireland. Right, ready for the comparison? Here we go, 1, 2, 3. I mean, you choose, right? Here's the Morel. I'm not doing anything clever, it's just my hands are just normally underneath. This is Mr. Floppy, and this isn't, right? Again, you only need one of these as well. You don't need to buy two pillows. If you normally would have two pillows, get the medium firm, just use the one. And as soon as I put my head on that, it cradles your head, but look at the thickness between all the support between what would be the bed, the mattress, and your essentially your neck. So that is helping to keep your spine correctly aligned. It's helping to keep your sarcophagus in place. Oh, sorry, your esophagus in place. And no Egyptians here, I'm afraid. And the minute you take your head off, it returns back to its original form. It's impossible for it to do anything else because it has the active suspension in it. Those ties inside, well actually, you know what I could do? I could show you with, trying to maneuver with a bowling ball here. I don't know if this will illustrate, but if I put this on the tie, well no, because the ties are on top, aren't they? Yeah, they're on the outside, never mind. Good thought while I had it. But these are inside, and they are basically stopping the pillow from compressing too much and ensuring that the minute that you take your head off, it goes back to its original form. I'm going to should I put this over? I'm going to put my bowling ball over there. Should I roll it back to you, Fee? Oh, that's a really satisfying sound. Oh, sorry. Oh, we could play the camera, like pinball with cameras, couldn't we? Is it pinball? Is that what they call it? I'd love to say they're obviously professional broadcast quality cameras that would withstand a good knocking. I would love to say that. I would like to say that, yeah. Anyway, now, can I show these again? Please, Mummy. I'm calling my producer Mummy. Saria's written in. Hi, Saria, how are you? She says, regarding the she takes her seat in her hand luggage when she goes on holiday. So when oh my gosh, I just had a thought. Saria, you're so right. If you go to a foreign country, and now we're not part of the EU, and you have to wait in line for immigration, passport control, right? I'd forgotten how horrible that is, because when I was just flying back and forth between the UK and the US, I don't know if I mentioned, but I used to live in America, and I'm an American citizen, so I don't have to wait through in passport control, which can be a nightmare in America. But yeah, you can sit down while you're in the queue. A quarter of the stock of the green is gone. Be quick on, and actually, a lot more people have got it in their baskets as well. So do get that while you can. Remember, I'll take you on a little tour. We've got it in blue, we've got it in red, we've got it in orange. So there are 2 holes on front and 2 holes on back. And on the back, oh, you know what? There's even a little diagram. No, but look, see, there's a little diagram with an arrow that tells you which way to turn it. So on is to the right and off is to the left. I hadn't noticed that before, and it's got little feet, little non-slip feet. So on is there. So all you've got to do is put your fingers into the holes and just pull it open. Right? So simple. And then, Paul's just waiting for this to fail. And then to collapse it, you turn it the other way. So this hand, which is my right hand, goes towards me and this hand goes away from me. See, like that. And then you go the other way and out it comes, and back, and out, and in, and out. And actually, we're going to get really close and you can see the little locking mechanisms. See? When you pull it out, they twist out, see? And then that allows it to collapse. And then it does the opposite. And there is a big internal spring that is what helps it all pull together. But they are adjustable. So that is the top height. Do you know what I don't have? What's the full height of these, please, Leslie? I've completely forgot. 75 centimetres. That means nothing to me. That means nothing to me. What's 70? I can't do centimetres. She's just checking. But they are adjustables. For 17 points, there we go, 17.7 inches, so about 1.5 feet high, 45 centimetres if you do new money. But what you can do is you can actually adjust them at different heights. If you're careful, you can almost, it looks like you can do it every 2, yeah. Oh no, you can do every one actually. No, I think there are certain parts, certain levels where it's just 2. So it kind of goes 1, then 2, then 1, then 2. I think that's just the way that they work inside. And that, I believe, yeah, that's 2. So you have to do it, in order to adjust it, you have to start full, and then you just kind of go down and you select the height you want. So you can do My Little Drummer Boy. That's not the smallest. You can go one less, right, so that's the smallest, the lowest level. But that could be, as somebody said, a little foot up to the toilet for a toddler who's not quite tall enough to pee yet. I mean, I think that's a great idea. Maybe if you can't get to the top shelf in your pantry. Again, let me reiterate, please do not stand on these when they are fully extended because, you know, they're too wobbly. I'd say that because they don't have a large enough bottom in order to make them stable. I don't have that problem. But actually, curiously, my bottom of my legs are normal size. All my weight goes on my belly. But I'd say probably that height, which is what, it's about 3/4 foot. I'd say that's about the highest you'd want to go if you were going to step on top of them. They take up to 250 kilos of weight, 330 pounds, which is about 23.5 stone. I'll let you into a little secret, I'm a bit more than that, and they happily carry my weight. So that's the green. And remember also, when they're collapsed, they're only 2.5 inches in height and about 9.5 inches in diameter. They have got a little riveted built-in carry handle. They are small enough to be able to easily put into a carry bag, a handbag, something like that. But they also do have a second strap here, which has a Velcro section to it. So if you want to, sorry Paul, I'm just going to put that down there. So if you want to, they do it, and they're great as a little table as well. You can actually extend it like that. So now you can sling it over your shoulder. You can walk around with it like a little man bag or lady bag. A lady bag. A handbag. Who said that? Anyone know? The quote, a handbag. It's from a very famous book. Yes, it was Mrs. Havisham from The Importance of Being Earnest. Yes, actually not a book, sorry, a play. Oh, sorry, I've got my cables. Excuse me while I have a quick reset. So yeah, and that's really easy to then readjust. All you have to do is just literally take the strap the other way, and it's got a little divot around it. Can you see? There's a little edge to it. So, see the little divot there? So as you get close to the right sort of size, it means that even klutzes like me on television are able to adjust it, and then once it's at full adjusted level, then you take the leftover and wrap that around, and then you do the Velcro up again. So I mean, isn't it convenient? A perfect side table, a side stool, something to put your feet up on. If you're going to the park, maybe you've got elderly relatives who take the grandkids to the park to feed the ducks or something like that, to the local pond. Something for them to sit on, something to sit on while you're queuing. if you're an international traveller, forget your air pillow for your seat. Get yourself one of these, because for busy terminals and while you're waiting in line at immigration and things like that, these are perfect for queuing. Even if you're just going down to the post office or somewhere like that, anywhere you might need a temporary seat. But also, if you're gonna buy something for the kids, for the toddlers, here's the other thing, right? If you buy one of these now and you've got a toddler who's, say, 2, right, and they're sitting on this, they could be, hold on. So I instinctively go the other way. I don't know what, that didn't come out right. So they could start off at that height, right, and then they get to 4, and then they can go up to, oh sorry, I've got to go all the way out and then down to, then they can go up to that height, and then you've got to go to reduce down, you have to go fully extend first, okay? And then they could go up to that height, right? You get the idea. You see where I'm going with this. I've already done that height. And then that height. And then eventually full height. And they are incredibly strong. And if you don't believe me, here comes the bottom. It's like a sumo wrestler sitting on a mushroom. There's the orange, there's the red. Hey! Hey! I feel like I'm in Alice in Wonderland. I just need a rather large caterpillar and everything's fine. It would be hilarious if this collapsed now. But the trouble is, it's just too gosh darn strong. So, funny story. When RK sales, RK are also the people that bring us Mulberry Silk. Ray Kennedy, Ray Kennedy Sales, when he was telling us about these, he was telling us about his stall. And of course, before we could sell it, we had to ask, have you got a sample? So Ray sent a stall sample to our buyer. Ta-da! They're so much fun as well. Do you know what I like about them as well? You can't get stuff trapped in them because your fingers have to be at the ends. You know, there's no other way of extending this except by using 2 fingers. You might want to be careful. Don't do it in your birthday suit, guys, just in case. But even still, there's not really anything here that can nip or tuck or grab or pinch. You know what I mean? They just do what they're supposed to do. 9.5 inches roughly by 2.5 inches. Very, very, very strong, tough, weatherproof ABS plastic. Great for the kids, great for the family. Again, barbecue season. Today was absolutely bustling in London. I don't know what it was in your neck of the woods, but it was 15 degrees in Peterborough. It was 18 degrees in London, I think it was. It was positively balmy. And as in B-A-L-M-Y. And when I walked out the door, it was like, there is an absolute absence of cold. It was lovely. And I was like, oh, this would be a great night. I went up fish and chips. It's 14 degrees in London right now. So I did a slight, 20 degrees tomorrow. Is it really? I did a slightly different, I did a different sort of route tonight to work, and it dropped me off at my local chippy just around the corner from the studios. And I was almost tempted to sit outside. And so you just never know. You can have one of these in the office. Maybe you've got a little park near where you are, where you like to go and have lunch, or a beverage of some kind. And 35 minutes, is that what we've got left on show? 35 minutes. Good Lord. You know what that means? We've got to the point a point of no return where I'm going to have to do the vacuum. What was I going to say? Yeah, the little impromptu trips barbecues. It won't be long before people get their barbecues out. And if you've got guests coming over, you could buy a bunch of these, you know, if you wanted to. And I'd have to say, They are very comfortable. They're just the right seat width. I mean, I've been sitting on this for a while now, and it's just the right height. They are comfortable. And I'll tell you this, one of the problems I have with I have very long legs. So we've got chairs here that cost a lot of money in the studio that are so low that I end up with my knees almost up my nose. And I think we should just use these for next time, to be honest, don't you? And I think that's a great idea. They are the perfect knee height, but they can be a side table. They can be a display if you wanted to use them for a plant or a cake or something. You could always dress them up a little bit. Kevin wrote in and said he bought 3 of these, 2 for his grandsons and 1 for him because he's disabled and can't walk very far. They has to stop every couple of minutes. And look, I tell you what, the other thing I should have mentioned, he says he loves my show and he thinks I'm very funny. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And apparently I take his mind off his pain. You know what? That really has made my night, because I'll be perfectly honest with you. This is a strange old business. This type of broadcasting is nothing like entertainment. In the entertainment industry, you know, people are praised for any talents that they may have that are presented on television. In this business, it's all about sales, and if a show doesn't necessarily do well because of sales, even if the show was an epic production, people always try and find someone to blame, and it's usually the presenter. So I actually spend a lot of my time getting told off, and it upsets me, and it happened the other day, because somebody didn't like the way I presented something, and it's like, oh, you know, all right, everyone's a critic, but it's hard sometimes, and when people like yourself say things like that, it makes me remember why I'm really glad to be doing what I do, because look, I am a bit of a goof and I do mess around, but also I know that life's too short. I think people do generally enjoy it. And when that's just affirmation. Now there are people out there, I'm sure, absolutely hate my guts as well, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. I can't please everybody, but those who do enjoy what I do, I thank you for that, and that's why I keep doing it, and why I don't walk away in a tantrum, because I am a diva, obviously. Let's just clear that up. Now, I just want to say here, I was going to make a point. You mentioned disabilities. If you have dexterity issues, if you're not overly strong in your arms, I'm just assessing how they don't really require an awful lot of effort to open them. This is a difficult one. My mum's got terrible arthritis, and particularly in her hands. No, do you know what? I think I'd have to say, you'd have to suck it and see. They don't require an enormous amount of, that's come off again. They don't require an enormous amount of effort I need to tighten that up, to put them, to extend them and collapse them. It really depends on how much or how little mobility you have in your hands and your arms. But I would say that the majority of people would be able to operate these no problem whatsoever, honestly. They're so good, they're 20 quid. They really do what they say on the tin, and there's no point me sitting here waffling anymore. They've got a convenient carry strap, they're easy to use, and they provide you with something to sit on where normally you wouldn't have something to sit on, or something to put something on. Great if you have guests come round, great if you don't have enough seating in your home, your office, your garden, your patio, whatever it happens to be. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Ollie has asked if I could sign a stool for him if he bought one. We'd have to figure, the only problem is, Ollie, that they are mailed directly from the supplier, from Scotland actually. So I don't know how we would do that. We'll figure it out. I'll tell you what, if you leave your details with Leslie, our producer, I think you'd have to get it at home, and then somehow I'd have to sign the one that you bought. That said, I don't know, because I don't think we can do it. We'll try. We will try. If we can figure it out, give the details, and then apparently we're asking for a photo as well. Do you know, I've dusted off my photos from lockdown. I had 1,000 printed, and they've all just sat gathering dust under the bed, and I thought I'd never ever get a chance to get rid of them. So if anyone needs a makeshift dartboard, then I'll happily give you one of my photos. I don't have to sign it. Now, remember, we've also got our Miracle Chamois, which is extremely absorbent, excuse me. And it's, I was just getting ready and raring to go there. Sorry, Paul. I'd got, my bum was up just as he said, stay here. It's normally 40 quid for this bundle. You normally, for 20 quid, would just get 2 of the orange large cloths and 2, or one, of the smaller blue ones. In the bog-off deal, though, you get double trouble, boil and bubble. You get 4 of the big chamois and 2 of the small ones, and they are superb. They will hold up to 20 times their weight in liquid, making them one of the most absorbable materials known to man. They're great at cleaning, but they are also super good and particularly good at drying. I mean, look, instant drying. And sorry, do you want me to let everyone know that, Leslie? So my apologies, just so you know, the oh, for the vacuum. Okay, sorry, apologies. I thought we were talking about the chamois. Right. This is one of the hard things about doing this job solo. That normally when I have a guest and the guest's talking, my producer can give me lots of information. But when I'm talking, I have to listen. I'd love to, honestly, that I've got a director and producer constantly talking in my head. At least I think I do. They're not really there, apparently. No, so forgive me if I'm kind of having 3 conversations at once here. So Colette, tell me about Colette. So Colette tried to order the Tower vacuum yesterday, but she's from Northern Ireland, and unfortunately we weren't able to ship it. What about, and this vacuum as well also? So, same supply. So unfortunately, full upfront transparency. It is mainland UK, and what was the other one? And Scotland. Okay, so, but mainland Scottish Islands, mainland Scotland and mainland UK, so not the Scottish Islands and not Northern Ireland, unfortunately. I'm so sorry about that. But if you wait till our next Poulty show, they have amazing vacuums and they do deliver to the islands of Scotland and also to Northern Ireland as well. Do you know, I just picked this up. And you know when sometimes when you touch something, you know its quality? This really struck me that it's incredibly good quality. So it's the Hyperclean vacuum from Swan. Now you can price check this any way you like. As far as we're aware, we are the lowest price in the land. Really well made vacuum. The main thing about this is that it has a very large head, and it is a motorized head as well. So it is being operated with electricity, and it's got a nice big brush. It's got a trigger to turn it on, right? And once you've turned it on, there are 2 speeds. Now you've got carpet, and you've also got hard floor, and you can put it onto turbo mode as well. So this is, what are we on now? We are on hard floor, and we're on maximum power, and ooh, now that sucks. I'm not, no, hold on. I don't know if Paul can get really close. Right, watch this. Without even touching, it's actually sucking ahead. Isn't that great? So when you can see it, it's really good. Look at that. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-ba-da-bum. Woo! Now, you'll notice that it has a trigger. Sorry, Paul, I pulled away too quickly. It has a trigger at the top, is what turns it on and turns it off. Let's see which camera. Okay, we're going over there. Nice big battery, 21.6 volts, which can be removed if you want to, or you can charge it in situ. And you do get a wall mount with this if you want to keep it permanently attached to your wall, or not, obviously not permanently because you'd want to use it, temporarily attached to your wall. Really beautiful ergonomic design. There is the trigger that turns it on and off. Then you have the display here. So, and you don't have to hold it down. Once it's on, it's on. You'll notice here is the display, and you've got two buttons. Sorry, forgive our cameras, they're a little wheezy. They're tricky to operate. So you've got carpet or hard floor, which will adjust the speed, and also you can then hit for turbo as well if you want to. So that's on max, and then carpet, hard floor, max power. Trigger, right? Simple. So let's do a little bit more cleaning, shall we? Here we have some, I'm thinking that's coffee. Now, Paul, I'd like you to stay there because I'm going to make this disappear before your very eyes. Now, that was pretty good, wasn't it? I will say this. How about lentils? Is it going to do it with the lentils, do you think? Oh, did I miss it? Sorry. Look at that. It really works well. Really, really works well. Now, it's fine. Don't worry, Paul, if you can't get close. Here we've got hair. So I've gone from tile, now I'm going to hard floor. And look, this is pulling the hair in before it even gets to it. I tell you what, with a super wide head as well, nice big wheels, and as Tina will always tell you, big wheels keep on turning. Very, very manoeuvrable, extremely manoeuvrable. Can get down very low with it as well. It's lightweight, it's 2.6 kilos, less than 3 kilos. And then just to show you how, it does what a vacuum is supposed to do, but it does it really well. By the way, I'm going to take max power off. And here we've got some sugar, I think. And it doesn't even need to be on full power. And do you know what? This hard floor has got grooves. It's groovy, baby. Oh, I've just realised my shoelace has come undone. Sorry. Sorry. I'll sort that. We're almost off air anyway. I'll take care of it in a minute. So yeah, it's a vacuum. It sucks things up, but it does it really well, and it feels very, very good quality. Now, I'm going to go into carpet mode, which gives you extra power. And here we have an assortment of crackers and lentils and general schmutz. Oh! Oh, are you impressed? That made light work of that. Ah. Jim says, your presenter is hilarious. Apparently I always have him in stitches. And my demonstrations are the best. Are they? Are they though? And he's delighted to see me back on TV the other week. Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate that. Thank you for making him laugh so much. He said, no other TV programme is worth watching at night. Thank you. If only I could just get about 6 hours earlier on ITV. I always wanted to do a game show. Simon from the Isle of Wight messaged in again. Simon and Ollie messaged yesterday. And they're saying hi. And they said, oh, please stop. They said, I'm so talented, ad-libbing the whole programme. Ah, thank you. And any auditions recently? Yes, I've actually got an audition for a new TV drama, which I am shooting tomorrow. So auditions, oh, sorry, I'm stepping on my shoelace here. Auditions aren't the way they used to be, where you used to go to actually a place and do the audition. You do them at home now, you take them yourself. So I'm taping one for tomorrow for a new TV drama for Sky. And would I ever go back to LA? Yes. As soon as possible. No, basically there's been a lot of turmoil in the industry over there. The reason that that stopped me, well, apart from the fact I'm doing this, obviously, in August there potentially could be another strike, and so I'm waiting to see what happens. And also at the moment, the summer it's usually dead. You know, TV particularly usually shoots between September and April. And movies used to be the sort of the fodder of that they would be shot in the summer. But of course, not as many movies are being shot now as they used to be. So the summers can be quite quiet. So there's no point in me going anywhere until at least September. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm a US citizen, so I can go back and forth, and I can always disappear for a couple of weeks if I go to book a job from here and then come back here and kind of be backwards and forwards. So that's the plan. So we shall see. But I will always at heart be an actor and a working actor. And this is my, thank goodness I'm not having to work in a restaurant job. There's a joke, not to set out no disrespect to anyone who works in a restaurant, in fact, maximum respect to anyone who does. I don't know how you do it. There's a joke in LA where somebody says, hey, what do you do? And you say, oh, I'm an actor. They go, oh, right, really? Which restaurant do you work at? These are really flying. Can I just, price comparisons, if you were going to buy this somewhere else, you would find it at Swan, the actual manufacturer's website, for $129.99. They actually suggest a $229 suggested retail price, but they've got their own sale on at the moment. Instead of $149.99, which is what they normally sell it for, it's at $129.99. Amazon.co.uk have got it for $129.99, and Asda have 160 quid. The ShopOnTV price, it's the only place that that has it, as far as we're aware, for less than £100. And it's quite a big saving. You're saving at least 30 up to 60. Again, it is Scottish and UK mainland only for delivery. And apologies again if we can't deliver to the area at the moment where you live. It's really good, this. And by the way, did I mention it has a 21.6 volt battery? It also has a half-litre capacity and very, very easy to empty. Did I hear we have a review on this? We've got loads of reviews, actually. We've got lots. Leslie's been busy. She's been putting all these reviews together. Here's the first one. Oh, that's right. I read them before, didn't I? Oh, no, are these new? So Lisa R says, wow! It took, I imagine me, over 6 months to decide on a vacuum. So happy and glad. Oh, sorry. I'm getting a bit overzealous there. So happy and glad I went with Swan. It's really great. I have a mix of carpet and flooring. So I love the press of a button and it changes to the flooring. Amazing. That was from Lisa. Also, Susan S says, excellent. So easy to use, easier than a broom, dustpan and brush. You can remove brush to use long handle to get into narrow areas and edges, and also high up areas. You can also remove long tube to get into really awkward areas. There's enough charge to do whole house, and so simple to empty dust. It really is genuinely the best vacuum I've ever had. Andrew B says, Andrew, yes, Andrew B. What accent shall I use for this? Andrew Bernard's accent. Oh, that's interesting. This rechargeable cleaner is perfect for everyday use. It picks up dirt and dust very effectively, and being lightweight and manoeuvrable is a pleasure to use. Highly recommended, and at half the price of a certain well-known alternative brand, it's a no-brainer. And tonight, of course, we have PayPal. Pay in 3. Now, you don't have to have a PayPal account. You will have to set one up to use PayPal, but if you haven't, it's free to set up a PayPal account. PayPal Pay in 3 is subject to status. I believe it's something like an 85% approval. So what you'll do is you'll go to shopontv.co.uk. You can add up to £2,000 worth of goods into your basket, minimum of 30. And when you check out, you just select PayPal as your payment option. You can either just use PayPal as the payment option and pay in full, or you can select PayPal Pay in 3, and it will then, you go through whatever they require in terms of approval. It's very straightforward and simple, and if you've got a PayPal account, it might approve you straight away. It might ask you for a couple of extra bits of information. And once you're approved, it will then take you back to our shopontv.co.uk website. The order will go through, and you will get your goods within, well, we always say 5 to 7 working days, but you know, it's usually a lot sooner than that. It really does depend on supplier. We always give you a delivery estimate at the time that you check out. $99.99, $6.95 P&P, and this will get you the Swan Hyper Clean. Do some comparison shopping. At the end of the day, all I'm really doing is I am just presenting to you the information. Whether you decide that you want to buy it or not, you'll do what I do probably. You'll have a look on Amazon, where you'll find it for £30 more expensive anyway. But you might find some of the reviews on Amazon helpful. I always do. There were independent reviews, maybe Trustpilot as well for Swan. You'll get, if you want to take your time to decide that this is the vacuum for you, that's fine. We're open 24 hours a day. We're not on air 24 hours a day, but you can always order outside of the times we're on air. Some people think, do I have to order while you're on air? No, keep ordering after the show. You order when you're happy, when you know you want it at the end of the day. It's as simple as that. And maybe it is the vacuum for you, maybe it isn't the vacuum for you. It does seem to sort of check all the boxes, really. And it certainly is, if you are trying to get rid of your clunky, upright, heavy, corded vacuum or your canister vac, this is definitely a worthy replacement, I believe. $99.99 or $35.65 times 3 with your PayPal Pay in 3. And you can either order online. Well, if you're going to use PayPal, you have to. If you want to call, though, and you're not using PayPal, then you can just pay for it in one go by calling 0333 241 241. Cordless design. Superior performance, a brushless motor, which reduces friction in the motor, which means you get more power from the motor and also a longer running time from the battery. Turbo mode for extra power, swivel steering, the floor head, the turbo floor head's really good, and 21.6 volt removable battery, although you can charge it in situ if you use the docking station that comes with it. And the oversized head really does make edge-to-edge cleaning extremely easy, and basically the bigger the head, the quicker you do your vacuuming, right? Reduces the cleaning time. LED lights to see under stuff, and converts to a handheld, which I didn't get to show you, but it's very simple. You just remove the tube. All of the buttons, the operational buttons on that vacuum are very big and very positive. They're even if you've got fumbly fingers like me, they're very easy to find and easy to operate, and they're very responsive, if that makes sense. 480897 is your item number. So please do check out your baskets on the pillow. There are only 2 pillows that I personally recommend here. One of them is the mulberry silk pillow, which I'll be presenting to you tomorrow night with a whole evening of mulberry silk. Again, it's just me tomorrow. They've just decided to abandon me, everybody. Nobody wants to come to London anymore late at night. But I don't mind. And by the way, I will say, yes, as a sort of a moment of tipping my hat to all presenters who do this type of job, it is the hardest TV job as a presenter you can do, because you have an earpiece. You've got producer, director, sometimes floor manager talking constantly in your ear all the time while you're talking. So you have to interview guests, you have to demonstrate products, you're live on television, there is no escape. And yes, there are no scripts. It is all, everything I have said tonight has not been scripted at all. It's all come out of my own mouth. So yeah, get yourself a Morel suspension pillow. That is the other pillow that I absolutely recommend, because they are just rather good. Are we doing more time on the Morel now? Is that what you're, just a little bit? Yeah. Oh, just the details. Yeah, do check out your baskets and feel what it's like to have a better night's sleep. If you've used, what do they call that stuff? The hollow fibre filled pillows in the past and nothing else, or if you've used just down or feather or other artificial fillings, you haven't felt what it is like to have a good night's sleep from a proper pillow. There was only one other pillow that I knew of or have known of that had built-in support, and it was called the Dream Wizard, and it had an inflatable centre, but they don't make it anymore, unfortunately. But that built an empire, that pillow. It really did. In fact, many people wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it. 385857. This has 2 internal, they are internal, they're not purple, that's just for illustrative purposes, ties, suspension ties, like lintels on a building or the suspension on a bridge. And they're slightly narrower than the outside. That means that you can put really almost any amount of weight. These are great if you sit up in bed, if you're pregnant and you need to rest, if you've got injuries and you need to, your doctor said stick your leg on a pillow or something. This, I believe, is the pillow you should use, because you've got maximum support and maximum comfort. It's one of only 2 pillows I know that gives you both maximum support and maximum comfort. Usually one comes at the sacrifice of the other, because the filling, I mean, if you think about it logically, there isn't any way that you can just fill a sack with something and then expect that it is going to support you or parts of you and be comfortable at the same time. Because if you need a lot of support, you've got to put a lot of the filling in. If you put a lot of the filling in, or you have to make the filling denser, if you do those things, what happens? They become less comfortable. I got so fed up with buying hollow fibre pillows and using 4 or 5 of them. You know, you spend 20, 30 quid at a time buying these things. Within a couple of months, they're useless, they're full of sweat, they've changed colour, they're clumpy, they've got no shape, no loft to them anymore, and you throw them away anyway. So if you think about how many times you replace your pillows and how much money you spent on replacing your pillows, get a decent one to start with. And here, this is exclusive, this offer to us. 2, you're getting 2 for $34.95. And they're a pillow that has active suspension. So I bought, eventually, I was like, I'm right. I went to Amazon. This is when I first moved back to England in 2018. And I got myself firm pillows. And they arrived. And yes, they had, for the first time, they supported my head correctly. And I was like, hurrah. There was one small drawback. They were really uncomfortable. It was like almost sleeping on a plank of wood. They were horrible, absolutely horrible. This pillow gives you the support you need and the comfort you want. Oh, we should trademark that. Did you get that? Should we write that down, Leslie? This pillow gives you the support you need and the comfort you want. Ding. 385-857. And look, you decide. Now, if you would like something to put stuff in, I recommend a box. Actually, put your old pillows in them. We've got a box that's different to any other box you've ever seen. Here it is. It's a handy solution storage box. They are 66 litres. They're made of a very, very strong water-resistant Oxford type material. And they hold a lot. They have an internal steel frame, which is collapsible. And that means when you're not using them, you can make them flat, and you can put them away some in suitcases and things like that. I always store stuff in suitcases. Each box will hold up to 14 kilos on top of it. You can store a maximum of 4 3 on top of 1, so 4 total. And this deal is super. Works out at £11.66 per box. We normally sell 1 box. Details at the bottom of the screen for £18.99. Don't buy that though. Please do not buy where it says you may like. Make sure you buy the 3-piece set because you will get much, much better quality. Sorry, not better quality, better value. Sorry, I was just listening to something my producer was saying. Now, the other thing also is that they've got industrial quality zips. So these are not like the average zips that break after 5 minutes. These things you can zip around for days, weeks, months, even years, and they will hold tight. But also, you'll notice they have a clear component on the front, a window, if you like, on the front and also the side. So if you do stack them on top of each other, then you don't have to unstack them to get something out the box. I hate it when you use regular boxes. First of all, cardboard boxes deteriorate over time, and then you find that your stack gets all wobbly, like the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Especially, I mean, well, Paul's got, director's got DVDs and videos and things in boxes, so they degrade over time. So if you buy the plastic boxes, then you have to unstack them to get the stuff out. It's always, when you want something, it's always the one at the bottom. And actually with cardboard boxes and opaque boxes, you don't know what's in there. And he's got 5 boxes, and sometimes he just needs to know where stuff is. That's why he needs to get these. Paul, you need these because you can store them, but also because they've got front zips, you can undo the front and you can take stuff out without having to unstack everything. Yay! That's so good. And I tell you what, if you are going to use these in anywhere, I really recommend in your closet. There's so much wasted space in a closet, isn't there? I don't know why they do that. The closets that I've got, and oh, sorry, Paul. There we are. In the old days, we used to have people that would operate cameras, but they're far too expensive now. No, we don't want to spend money on people. Surprised we want to spend money on camera. I mean, honestly, what's happened to broadcast standards? Don't get me started. people don't see profit in it. That's the problem. It's like, no, why buy that camera when that camera's 20 times cheaper? It's not as good, but it's cheaper. All right, we'll get that one then. Now, this is about the best invention since sliced bread. It honestly is. I love this thing, and I've been waiting for so long to present it to you. It comes in 3 different colours and another one. It comes in red, it comes in blue, orange and green. This is the red one. And there are all of the little colours. They're just really satisfying and fun. They are so well made. I mean, honestly, these are over-engineered. So even though we're saying 330 pounds, 23.5 stone, 250 kilos, oh gosh, I don't even dare think what I weigh now. But I know I'm a bit more than 330. I might be 350, something like that. More like 24, 25 stone. And they take me my weight without any problems whatsoever. I wouldn't recommend, I can't recommend legally, I can't recommend that you go over the limit. I'm just saying that it's not like you get to 331 pounds and suddenly they break. You know what I mean? These will have been engineered to way greater weights to make sure that they are completely stable and safe at 330 pounds, right? So there's a big tolerance built in. So there are holes on the front, and there are holes on the back, and all you have to do, and as I noticed, I don't know if you can see this, but just here, the smiley bit of the smiley face, let's see if I can see the text. Can we catch the text on there? On and off, right? So that's how you know how to operate this, which it would have been very useful for me to read when I started the show. But I practiced, didn't I? Paul sat here, my director sat here while I was going like this, and honestly, like I was playing the accordion, and then I came live, and it's just, I don't know what happened. So you've just got to get the knack. It's as simple as that. With your right hand, you go forward, with your left hand, you go back, and you pull. It's as simple as that. They require very little strength at all. It's more about motion, and then you go the other way and they collapse. Open, closed, open, and we're going to show you again. If I show you very closely, did that sound good next to my microphone? Yeah, that's a good sound. Paul, should we show them the locking mechanism? Lock is going to show you the lock. So when you expand, you can see it sort of releases the tension. And then, now you see that now their locks are coming out, the little lugs, and then that allows it to collapse. And then when you go the other way, it allows you to lock it in place. And you can lock it down in stages as well. So there are about 4 or 5 heights. The first one goes 1, then it does 2, then it does 1, and then it does 2, I think. So you've got about, I think, 4 stages of height that you can operate them to. They're very easy to get to. So this great little steppy thing for a toddler, maybe to step up to the toilet or something like that. I will say we do recommend you do not stand on them at all, ever, when they are at full height. I wouldn't even at mid-height. If they are low, if there are 2 lowest settings, which would be there, hold on one sec, my cable's come off, not my cable, my strap rather. If you're there, or I would say that is about the highest that you want to go if you're going to use it as a little, I hadn't locked it properly, as a step. Anything else too unstable, don't. Now you'll notice also they have this Velcro strap, adjustable strap, so you can pull this out. I need a little table. What can I use? I know, I'll use one of these, because not only are they seats, but they're also tables. So I can expand this, and now I've got the ability to carry it around with me over my shoulder. Let's shout out all the ways we can use it. Concerts, gardening, festivals. After what events? After school events, fetes, garage sales, yard sales, outdoor theatre productions. They usually provide seating, don't they? Outdoor cinema, if you ever do that. Picnics on the beach. On the lawn, in the garden, on the patio, maybe if you're having a barbecue and you need it for extra guests. Caravanning, motor homing, kids parties, sporting events, bus stops. If there's nowhere to sit at the bus stop, waiting in line. If you hate queuing, this is great. You can sit on one of these instead at the post office or in the airport. We do know how to queue as Brits, of course, but you don't have to now. You can use one of these instead. I mean, the list is absolutely endless. But again, they are. You could drape something nice, like a little small tablecloth over these. You could use them to put plants on. You could use them if you are a crafter and you display your goods. You could use them as displays, something like that. They are crazy good. They're crazy well made. They're over-engineered, to be honest. They look great. They're easy to operate, and they really do the job that they were designed for very well indeed. £20 is the price. Well, unfortunately, the evening of me, a camera and you has passed, but don't worry, because we'll get to do it all again tomorrow. Thank you to everybody who emailed in. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow night about 1 o'clock. Bye for now. See ya.